Hi everyone and welcome to English for You. I'm Pat.
I'm Nikki.
And today we're talking about open house. Okay, we'll explain what that is as we get in there, but it's a way to show off some cool things about Taipei. But let's ask and think about what are some things that make a city exciting to live in?
I would say, for example, in Taipei, we have like the MRT. It's very convenient. And also we have like 淡水. We can see the side and we have mountains like Yangmingshan, right? So I think for me, that is a very exciting way to live in the city.
Okay, I would say you need a lot of different stuff happening at sort of different times of the week. Now, this could be art events, this could be sport events, this could be music events, but you need all of them, really. It's great if you can go, well, I could see a band play a show this night, even a small show. And then maybe go to a comedy show another night, see a sports game at the weekend. You've always got something different rather than just, let's go to the movies, let's go out for a meal. You want to have lots of different things that appeal to different interests and also, you know, have outside areas for people to do stuff and inside areas. So it's variety that makes a city exciting to live in for me. But what is this article about? Well, it's introducing some cool things about Taipei in an interesting way. Let's read through day one of the article and find out more.
Reading. Open House, showing off Taipei's hidden treasures. Taipei opens up for its second year. In November 2020, Taipei joined more than 40 other cities around the world as part of Open House. Our organization's goal is to help people discover the beauty and architecture of their city. Open House shows places that the public doesn't normally see. In this way, locals can join the conversation about their city's development. Seeing the city's heart and creative spaces excites people and provides a new understanding of where they live. Revealing Taipei's hidden places. Last year's event was all about discovering Taipei's coolest spaces. Design studios, green spaces, and cultural centers let people come in and learn something new. Places like the Taipei Metro Operations Control Center welcomed visitors to find out how the city's public services work. The Museum of Drinking Water showed the reservoir that contains Taipei City's water. People even visited the presidential suite at the Regent Hotel, where many famous people stay. Last year's open house gave people a view of Taipei's present and future. We have even more coming up in 2021.
So this article kind of takes the form of like an advertisement or a DM, kind of really explaining about an organization and what it does. And it's broken up into little subheadings with information. The first subheading is Taipei opens up for its second year. Now, this phrase open up means to open the doors or gates or entrance to something and allow people generally who can't usually come in to come in. So if you say the restaurant opened up, we mean before it was closed, but now it's open. Yeah. We could talk about, there's one example in the UK, Buckingham Palace. Normally people can't come in, but every now and again for a special tour or something, it opens up and people can go inside.
那今天的课文一开始就要介绍到一个活动，那这个活动是台北已经参加过一次的，那现在它是第2年开放。Open up 在这里指的是开放，可能是原本一般人是没有权限参观或是进入的，那现在它就开放了。那除了开放之外 ，open up 还有另外一个意思，指的是打开心扉，跟别人说心事。For example, I'm not good at expressing my feelings, so I don't know how to open up to anyone.
Yeah, that's another way we can use it. So we explain about this second year idea, and the article says in November 2020, Taipei joined more than 40 other cities around the world as part of Open House.
那台北上一次参加这个Open House 的活动是在2020年的11月，当时还有40多个城市也有参加。 And the article says, our organization's goal is to help people discover the beauty and architecture of their city.
So the article says our organization, so we understand this is from the company itself. But what is an organization? It's a group or a company or something kind of that has been organized, that is the verb form, to put together this different group of things and people to accomplish one or more purposes. Like we want to do this, let's get a few different people and resources and things together and make a group that is working towards this purpose. For example, this organization was set up to help find homes and work for homeless people.
那办这个活动的呢是一个组织 organization， 还是名词，指的就是组织或者是机构，通常是一群有共同目标的人，他们聚在一起筹划某个东西，像是我们会看到世界卫生组织 WHO 就是 the World Health Organization。
And we're trying to get people to explore the city and its architecture. Architecture could mean just buildings. It also means the style in which a building or another structure is designed and built, the kind of science of how it all fits together and how it looks. It's also the word for the study of the subject. So if you say, I'm going to study architecture, you learn how to build buildings, how to make them work well, different types of design, and all that kind of thing.
所以课文就告诉我们说，这个组织它的目标是要帮助大家去探索城市的美丽，还有城市的建筑风格。Architecture 是名词，指的就是建筑的风格或者是样貌。像是在台南，我们可能会看到很多日式的建筑，就是 Japanese architecture。那所以课文的意思呢，就是说借由这个 Open House 的活动，我们能够看到更多不同的建筑风格。
And it does this in a special way. We see in the article, Open House shows places that the public doesn't normally see. So it's not just here, let's walk around the streets and see the outside of the buildings. It's kind of like we're drawing back the stage curtains and letting people go backstage on a city. So normally is an adverb, and it's describing things that happen in normal circumstances. Most of the time, what you would usually expect. For example, if you go to school on Monday to Friday, you'd say, I normally go to school on weekdays. Here's another example. I don't normally get up before 7 a.m. Maybe once in a while I do, but most of the time it's after.
那这个活动之所以有趣的地方呢，就在于说大家可以去参观或者是看那些平常不会开放大家看不到的地方。那 normally 是副词，在这边的意思不是说正常的，而是比较像是通常或者是平常的意思。Basically, normally means usually. 那例句就说我通常不会在7点前起床。
Right, so people can see more things about their city. And the article adds, in this way, locals can join the conversation about the city, their city's development. And what this means is because they understand more about it, they can see behind the scenes when the government says, let's build a new MRT or something like that, people have a better understanding and therefore can vote or say with a bit more knowledge about how it works.
And the article says, seeing the city's heart and creative spaces excites people and provides a new understanding of where they live.
So that first section was kind of about the purpose of this open house idea. The next subheading is revealing Taipei's hidden places. And this little heading includes the word reveal, which is a verb, and it means to show something that was hidden or secret before. Like we said, going backstage at a play or going into the studio for a movie film, you'd see all these secret things that you
How they work.
Yeah, you don't see them on screen. Things are being revealed to you because you didn't know about them before. We could also say, at the end of the story, Sherlock Holmes revealed who the killer was.
那这样一来，大家就可以去了解我们所住的地方了。Reveal 是动词，指的就是揭露或者是透露。那通常指的就是说这件事情它本来是一个秘密，不能被知道。 那才会用 reveal 这个动词。If something is revealed, it means that the thing is made public, is given away. 那例句就说，在这个故事的结尾中，福尔摩斯揭露谁是杀手。
So the article carries on and says last year's event, so that's Open House 2020, was all about discovering Taipei's coolest spaces. That was the theme, the idea last year.
And it says design studios, green spaces, and cultural centers let people come in and learn something new.
Okay, so it was all about creative stuff, cool stuff, arty kind of stuff, green spaces. So like, that doesn't just mean parks, that could also mean environmentally friendly.
Like libraries.
Yeah, could be, exactly. And also studios. So let's find out what a studio is. A studio is just a place where some kind of art or craft work is done. Something is made or created. A big movie studio would have all the rooms where the film is done. A smaller one could just be a little space where somebody could work on painting, they could be practicing ballet dancing. A writer's studio could be just a desk in a very simple room where they can get some work done in peace. Here's another example. The painter wanted her studio to get lots of natural light, so it has many big windows.
那课文接着就告诉我们说，去年这个活动是探索台北的一些酷地方，像是一些工作室、绿建筑或者是文化传艺中心等等。那 studio 是名词，在这边指的就是工作室。那通常是艺术家的工作室，像是音乐人做音乐的录音室，或者是画室、摄影工作室等等。那例句就说，这个画家他想要他的工作室有很多的天然光，所以这个地方就有很多的大窗户。
Yeah, I mean, we're in a studio right now, a little film studio. There's a green screen behind us that you guys
can see.
Yeah, you'll see something different and interesting, but for us, it's just green. Anyway, back to the article, and it says, places like the Taipei Metro Operations Control Center welcomed visitors to find out how the city's public services work. So this is where you'd go to see, okay, how does the MRT work? Where do the drivers go at the end of the day? What happens?
Yeah, and at night, where do they go?
Exactly. Where do all the trains live? What happens behind the scenes?
And the article says the Museum of Drinking Water showed the reservoir that contains Taipei City's water.
So a reservoir is just a big area for holding water. It could be open that the rain falls into. It could just be a closed one. It could also, this word, refer to an area holding other things, or it could refer to the thing being held. You talk about food reservoirs or fuel reservoirs, power reservoirs. Like it's there, you're not using it right now, but it's available to use. You're keeping it for use. And in that way, it's related to the word reserve, to keep it to use later.
那这边我们看到两个开放的地方，一个是台北捷运行控中心，那另一个呢就是在公馆的自来水博物馆。那自来水博物馆里面呢，它就展示告诉大家说，蓄水池是怎么装台北供应的水的。Reservoir 是名词，指的就是蓄水池或者是水库。那后来它衍生的意思呢，也可以指的是一个具有大量某个东西的地方。
And an important word with reservoir is contain. Reservoirs contain stuff. To contain something means it's holding it, or it is capable of holding, including whatever it is within this area. And it's usually a limit. So we talk about things containing other things, like a box contains something. What does the bottle contain? But it also could be something like, what does this class contain? What information will I learn? So within this class, what is there? For example, we could say, this box contains 12 packs of 50 face masks each.
那 contain 是动词，意思就是容纳或者是包含，可能是有一个固定的容器，那它会有一定有限的容量。那如我们说到容器，就会变成它的名词，就是 container。It could be a box or even something bigger.
Exactly, like this big area for holding water. So what else did people see at last year's open house? We see people even visited the presidential suite at the Regent Hotel, where many famous people stay. So a presidential suite you'll often find in many big important hotels. It's an important set of rooms, not just one room. A suite means several rooms, bedroom, living room, kind of bathroom, public room for welcoming guests. They're very large and nice if it's a presidential suite, and it's where a president from a country or another important person might be expected to stay, so they can feel welcome, they can have lots of space and so on.
那除了上面提到的2个地方之外，大家甚至还可以去参观金华酒店的总统套房。那 presidential suite 指的就是总统套房，顾名思义，可能就是说总统来的时候会住的，但是其他时候一些重要的大咖们也会住在总统套房。通常它就是超级大、超高级、超级豪华。I've never been to a presidential suite myself, but I would love to check it out.
It certainly would be fun. So let's now look at today's language in focus.
那这边我们还看到了关系副词 where 的用法，它是一个连接词，也是一个副词。这边的 where 就是要修饰前面的先行词，也就是一个地点。那要注意就是这边的 where 前面它有一个逗点，代表它是非限定用法，补充说明的意思。表示说前面已经有告诉我们是在金华酒店，那我们就不用特别限定是哪个套房了。那反之，如果这个 where 前面没有逗点的话，意思就会是我们必须要限定一个套房的意思。
So we conclude the information about last year's program by saying last year's open house gave people a view of Taipei's present and future.A view is basically a look at something. It could be what you see when you stand in a particular place. And this place is usually one where it's possible to see a lot of detail or a great deal of something. You get good views if you're high up or very close up on something. For example, we could say on a clear day, you can get a great view of Taipei from Taipei 101.
所以说去年的 Open House 就让大家可以看到台北当今还有未来的景象。View 在这边是名词，指的就是景象或者是视野，就是我们用眼睛所看到的东西。那它可能是一个风景，也可能是一个见解或者是观点。那在这边课文的意思就是比较抽象的告诉我们说台北的一个全貌的样子。
And this first part of the article finishes by saying we have even more coming up in 2021.To have something coming up, this is a phrase that's used to promise that something will be available or something will happen in the future. On the radio, someone might say, we have some great songs coming up in the next hour.
那最后课文就预告说，在2021年会有更多的东西你可以期待一下。Have something coming up 指的就是一个即将发生的事情，有点像是做一个预告，告诉大家说之后会发生什么事情。
Yeah, like I have a vacation coming up means I've got a holiday coming soon. I'm going to take some time off. So that's all about yesterday or last year's open house. Tomorrow we're going to talk more about what we'll see in 2021. But first we're going to go to today's For You Chat question.
For You Chat.
So today's question is, what is one of your favorite places to go in your city? And why do you like it?
I think for me, I really like the zoo.
Okay.
Taipei City Zoo. Because we're in such a big city and so busy. But like within 30 minutes, we can see like giraffes, pandas, and like penguins. So yeah, that's my favorite place.
That's a pretty cool one. To be honest, in Nottingham, my home city, I would say it's almost always right in the center of the city. There's a big open square in the middle called the Market Square, and there's almost always something going on. In the summer, they put a beach and some fountains. In the winter, there's a winter market.
A beach?
Yeah, they bring sand in and make a beach.
Whoa.
We're a long way from the sea. We need something. And roads lead off this square that go to all the other kind of, they go to the restaurants, the movie theaters. It's all quite compact. So you always, if you're going to see people, you meet in the square, usually by the left lion. There's 2 stone lions outside the council house. So that is why it just feels like there's always something new. There's always something going on. It's always busy. places to eat, places to, shop all around this central square. So I do like it. But that's all the time we have for today. Join us again tomorrow to see what's coming up in 2021's Open House. See you then. Bye for now.
Bye.
Vocabulary Review.
Organization. Steve works for an organization that collects food and old clothes to give to poor people. Normally. The shop is normally open on Mondays, but because this Monday is a holiday, it will be closed. Reveal. Tim seemed like any other guy until he revealed his past and talked about his time in prison. Studio. The artist made a new studio for herself. It has a big table for her to make paintings. Contain. Jim's bottle usually contains coffee, but sometimes it's just filled with water. View. Lisa walked to the top of the hill to get a view of the town below.
智慧小补帖
Architecture. Reservoir.
以上节目是由活用空中美语制作，活用空中美语杂志，请洽询全国各大书店。如欲索取试听教材，请来电02-2364-4000 02-2364-4000，或上网查询，网址是 www.english4u.net www.english4u.net